the Year of a Million Dreams, Disney is treating all of your families to a great day of fun.
Where do you want to go?
Disneyland.
You guys are going to Disney World!
See, we're all about making dreams come true. It's all part of the Year of a Million Dreams celebration.
2007 has been one of the greatest years in Disney Parks history, with the launch of the Year of a Million Dreams at Disneyland and Walt Disney World.
This little girl was 3 years old, and Prince Charming walks in, and her face was just...
And we're just getting started. With more dreams fulfilled. More excitement. More adventure.
In this timeless land of enchantment, when you wish upon a star, your dreams do come true.
The Year of a Million Dreams at Disney Parks, the place where dreams come true.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of the Disneyland Resort, Ed Greer.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's okay to say good morning. I know you had a great time over the last few days. Well, welcome to the Disneyland Resort, and we are so excited that you could join us as we continue to celebrate the Year of a Million Dreams. I really hope you have enjoyed yourself the last couple of days. How about that party last night? Was everyone out there? I'm glad you could make it after that party. So I ran into one of your colleagues. They said, that was quite a nightcap, and I think they're quite right. Well, as you saw in that great opening video, dreams keep growing. The Year of a Million Dreams is in full swing, and as part of this exciting celebration, our cast members are creating relationships and making millions of dreams come true, from the fun to the spectacular to the unbelievable. Our guests have the opportunity to stay in a stunning Mickey Mouse penthouse at the Disneyland Hotel, or presented an around the world dream vacation that includes visits to all our Disney parks. Literally, thousands of guests' dreams are coming true each and every day. To date, we've made 691,494 dreams come true. Let's see, wait a minute, make that 495. Which means there are still plenty of dreams out there just waiting to come true. Following Walt's vision, we intend to keep growing as long as people keep dreaming. Taking care of our guests is a priority for us. We call it the Disney difference. The promise that only Disney can deliver immersive experiences quite like we do. No one else, anywhere else, can connect to guests like Disney. We work to exceed expectations daily in ways that are both high touch and high tech. Let me explain. High touch means personal and emotional moments our guests enjoy when they meet our characters and our cast members. Like when Mickey Mouse offers a hug to a set of twins, or Sleeping Beauty tells your daughter she's really the princess. Or Captain Jack Sparrow invites a little boy to recite the pirate oath. Millions of high-touch moments just like these make magical memories that last a lifetime. Then there's high-tech, which means using new technology to tell our stories. This is a tradition that goes back to the early days of our company. Whenever Walt Disney did not have the technology he needed, he created it. He was always seeking new and innovative ways to bring stories to life, to make our guest experience here at Disneyland exciting, unique, and immersive at every turn. In that spirit, we're finding new ways to make the parks more innovative, interactive, and immersive. I'm happy to announce that we've partnered with Disney Interactive Studios to take this idea to a whole new level. Now, I don't know about you, but my kids are crazy about this little thing. This thing over here, you know what it is? I think you recognize it, and it's okay if you do. You probably play it yourself, but you blame it on your kids. It's a Nintendo DS. If you own one of these and a copy of the new Pirates of the Caribbean games at World's End, you can go out there and find treasures in our park just waiting to be found.
Prick up your ears, as I tell you this much once. A king's ransom and treasure awaits somewhere in the Magic Kingdom, and it's up to you to find it. First, find your way to the place where dead men tell no tales. From there, you must locate one of the secret hotspots, each bearing this icon. And if you keep a sharp lookout, and if you have the right tools, a wealth of riches will rain down from the sky. Be among the first to unlock exclusive cheats for the Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End video game for the Nintendo DS. Bring your game and Nintendo DS to the Magic Kingdom, or procure the game from your local shopkeepers. But be warned. The treasure you seek can only be seized at Walt Disney World and Disneyland for a limited time.
You like that? Yeah, great. This is the latest example of how we're merging Disney stories with new technology to create fresh and exciting new immersive experiences. Best of all, this enhancement is free of charge to all of our park guests. So really, if you'd like to try one of these, we have a few in the media center just to try them out. Don't try to take them home. I know you will. I try to take this one, and it needs to remain here, so you do the same. Or we have information in your media kits. Every Disney park experience begins with Once Upon a Time, as our guests enter worlds of make-believe, sometimes enchanting, sometimes thrilling, but always unforgettable. A perfect example of this special immersive storytelling brought to life is the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction, which has been carrying our guests on swashbuckling adventures for nearly 40 years at Disneyland. The third pirate movie continues the phenomenal success of this franchise. It has grossed over $750 million worldwide in only 3 weeks of release. But it all started right here.
Yo ho, yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
For 40 years, Pirates of the Caribbean has been known and loved around the world as a quintessential Disney story. But its humble beginnings might just surprise you. Pirates of the Caribbean was originally conceived as a walk-through wax museum. But Walt Disney knew there had to be a more interesting way to tell his story. Walt was already hard at work designing attractions for the 1964 New York World's Fair, and two of his most innovative creations for the fair would go on to change not only theme park history, but the future of the world's most famous pirates as well. It's a Small World featured a new ride mechanism that was able to move guests along a river of water, while a former president named Abraham Lincoln showcased Walt's latest breakthroughs in audio animatronics. Walt and his Imagineers now had two new tools in their arsenal. And so, Disney and his designers plunged into uncharted waters, and pirates re-emerged on their drawing boards as an immersive boat journey into the heart of an epic adventure, the last to be supervised by Walt himself. Cutting-edge technologies were now being used to tell a fresh, compelling story that immersed guests like never before. It was like nothing we had ever seen. And then came 3 movies that changed everything. Now, the adventure became bigger, larger than life, and so with new technologies to tell a new story even more vividly, Walt Disney Imagineering went to work with fresh inspiration from the Pirates of the Caribbean feature films. Opening in 2006, the enhancements included next-generation audio animatronic figures of Captain Jack Sparrow, Captain Barbossa, and a host of brand new state-of-the-art lighting, audio, and special effects. And now, the walls of this classic attraction can no longer contain the excitement. The story we all know and love is now being told all over again as Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer Island. Now, guests will find themselves immersed like never before. They will create their own stories as they live among the legends of Pirate's Lair.
Commodore Greer! Go home, mate. Pleasure to see you again. So this must be the motley crew of pirates that you've set up for me, yes? Hearty bands indeed. As I did request that they were hearty.
Yes, Jack, I believe you can get them into shape.
Or just throw them overboard, right, mates?
Either way.
Well, Commodore, dismissed.
Thank you.
So, you're the ones what will be crewing with me on board the Pearl, savvy? Right, now if I can get a heading from my trusty compass, we'll soon be setting a course for the infamous shores of Pirate's Lair. Oh, you've heard of it, have you? Ah, yes, mates. This infamous strand of sand that was first set upon by a pair of presumably pint-sized pillagers.
Tom Sawyer, the black avenger of the Spanish Main, and his accomplice, Huck Finn, the red-handed.
Notice that neither of them has captain as part of their name. Right, mates. So, these amateur adventurers, it seems, stumbled across a treasure beyond their wildest dreams, buried beneath the blood-soaked sands. I myself have managed to procure a map that leads the way to that very same treasure. All that's left now is to ready my crew. So, mates, if you'll all...
Captain Jack Sparrow! Hold your tongue, you dirty...
How dare you spill the secrets of the lair?
You're a rat, Sparrow. A dirty rat. You're breaking the code.
Well, theoretically, yes, but technically, no, you see. I have a special arrangement I've made with Commodore Greer here. Commodore Greer.
You won't be past the blame this time, Jack. We'll be killing the both of you. And then we'll relieve you of that map. Then we'll finish off your entire crew.
Not in this lifetime, mate. Grab a sword, you take the little one.
I don't have a sword.
Oh. Well then, it's every man for himself.
You fight Sparrow! I fight Sparrow! Come on, let's not Captain Jack! Mine,
For you to take this! Come on, let's go! Your homies! Out of the way!
One wants to be a pirate, including myself, and I have the map. Don't try to take it. Well, that's just a taste of what you will experience on Pirate's Lair. As you can see, when you take the high tech of a classic Disney attraction and add the high touch of immersive live experiences, there's plenty of adventure out there for pirates of all ages. And of course, we're all about voyages of discovery. In that spirit, the Disney Cruise Line continues to chart a course of adventure and excitement. The Disney Magic cruise ship will return to the West Coast next May, departing from the port of Los Angeles. It will take guests on a 7-night green vacation to the Mexican Riviera throughout the summer. As you can tell, on land or sea, we continue to deliver experiences for the entire family. Lucky for us, we're very lucky that we have a very creative group at Walt Disney Imagineering. They're dreaming up exciting new experiences all the time. To demonstrate their latest high-tech breakthrough, we have sought out the world's foremost authority in the field of robotics. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and his very great assistant, Beaker, and the amazing Muppet Mobile Lab.
Hey, thank you, Ed. Well, be careful driving home because I may be on the road with you. Well, our first demonstration today will either be our first brake test or it will be our first crash test. Let's find out together. Beaker, assume crash position. All right, here we go. Come on, baby, give me a break. Success. It broke. You know, there's never an engineer around when you need one. Oh, Beaker, look! Waiting in the wings is WDI superstar Tom Fitzgerald. He can fix anything. Tom, come on here. Could you help us? Tom Fitzgerald, everybody. Tom, I hope you brought your wire cutters. Oh, good. Good. Yes, good. Now, I do this myself, but I accidentally glued my hands to the controls. So, Tom, if you could please cut the blue wire.
The blue wire.
Did I? See the blue wire?
Yeah.
Sorry, meant the red one. If you don't mind, Tom.
Sure want to do this.
Not really. No! Where's the cover, Tom? Hey, Tom, how's that for an immersive experience? Oh, Tom, you cut the brake line. We're headed to World's End. Deploy the airbag. Oh, which lever is it? That was a close one. Are you all right, Beaky? Beaker, you were never in any danger. Let me show you why, Beaker. I'm going to demonstrate the Muppet Mobile Lab's instant passenger airbag, which of course provides safety first. You still don't feel safe? There you are, safe and sound. Now with the absolutely... that concludes today's demonstration of the Muppet Mobile Lab. Come on, people, let's run.
Hi guys, it's an amazing Muppet Mobile Lab. Let's give another round. Well, thanks for joining us today. I hope you've all had a chance to visit and experience our interactive Pirate's Lair and our totally immersive Finding Nemo submarine voyage. We're really very, very proud of both of those attractions. But if you think Subs is as immersive as it gets, well, at Imagineering, we love to raise the bar. And so I'm very happy today to be able to tell you about our newest attraction that we're working on right now. It's all about your favorite Toy Story characters. It's all about manic gameplay, and so we call it Toy Story Mania. Toy Story Mania is the next generation interactive ride game experience for the whole family, which means that you'll have as much fun as your kids, even though they're beating the pants off you. However, if you know some Imagineers, we may be able to part with some of the secret targets in the game so you can really impress your kids. Now this attraction is inspired by the classic Carnival Midway games, only this time the games are all manned by your favorite Toy Story characters. It starts off in the queue with one of your favorites, Mr. Potato Head. In this attraction, Mr. Potato Head is a big carnival barker, larger than life size, who will invite you and your kids to step right up and test your skills. Now Mr. Potato Head is one of our newest living characters, which means, just like Turtle Talk with Crush, he'll be able to talk and joke around with you and your kids in real time. It's real magic. But when you get up to the ride itself, you'll put on your 3D glasses, and you'll step into your 8-passenger vehicle, you'll shrink to the size of the toy, and off you'll go. Each of the games in Toy Story Mania features unique objects that you shoot from a toy cannon. Imagine it's virtual ammunition. For example, you might start by knocking down barnyard animals by shooting eggs with ham and eggs. And the Toy Story characters are there to cheer you on as you do. They'll also give you some hints as to where some of the hidden targets are. And as you can imagine, our Imagineers will be adding more of those targets as time goes on, so the attraction will always remain surprising for repeat guests. Now let's look at another game, Little Bo Peeps Balloon Pop. Here you're going to be shooting with your virtual cannon darts to pop the balloons. And because you're wearing 3D glasses, you'll actually see the darts appear to come out of your cannon, which will help you aim your targets for better scores. We're also going to have the 4D effects that you know and have come to love from our attractions, water, air, and other surprises. Lots of games follow, and so each one is different and unique. And right now, our colleagues at Pixar and our Imagineers are working together to come up with these games to make sure they're as much fun as possible for you to play. Now, they would probably kill me for showing you what I'm about to show you because it's truly work in progress. But I thought it might help you understand how the gameplay works to show you a little work in progress. So let's take a look. So here we are with the Little Green Men ring toss. And you can see that just like a classic carnival game, you're tossing rings. But as I said, these are virtual rings. And as the more you pull on your cannon, the more you can aim and see where they go. And some of the targets are super high score. I'll tell you later. Here's ham and eggs, I told you before. Now here you're shooting eggs via your toy cannon. And because you're playing next to another player, they're color-coded. So you always know which color is yours for high score. Okay, let's look at another one.
Let's
Here's
together and get
Bo
ready to
Peeps
play.
Balloon Pops, I mentioned before. Now you're throwing darts, and as you can see, the ammo is really fine-tuned so that it would react with the same physics as it would in the real world. And if you hit the particular balloon in this game, it changes the entire scene. So we think kids will tell each other where these secrets are. Here's the finale scene. It's actually 3 games in one. Jesse and Woody's Shoot 'em Up. Now you can see here we're shooting toy darts, and they react just as they would in the real world. But again, because it's in 4D, things can come right out in front of you. And if you look at the piano on your right, 2,000 points. Remember that a year from now. High score. In this game, the games actually start moving, making it more difficult. And every one of the games as you ride through get a little bit difficult, a little more difficult, so that it's more challenging every time you come back and play. Now, the one thing that's different about this from normal carnival games is that everyone's a winner. I mean, this is a Disney ride after all. And we have been playtesting this up at Imagineering with kids from 3 to 93, and everybody loves it. It is such a home run. If you love Buzz Lightyear, you're going to go crazy over Toy Story Mania. So we hope you'll come back and join us next summer as Toy Story Mania debuts at Disney's California Adventure. But right now we are here, of course, to celebrate the return of the subs. We are so excited that the subs are back at Disneyland. This is one of those classic attractions. The subs opened back in 1959, and it was so unique that this was actually the invention of the e-ticket experience. The subs was one of 3 e-tickets that debuted. You can see them all here. And it really raised the bar in immersive storytelling and immersive experience for our guests. Now this attraction ran, as many of you knew, for 40 years, almost 40 years. But by the end, we decided it needed some new magic. It needed a new story, a new adventure. And so we closed the subs, and we got to work of thinking of what could the new story be. Well, I will tell you that we played around with a lot of ideas, but nothing really seemed to wow us. Until a movie came along that changed everything for us. And that movie, of course, was Finding Nemo. Suddenly we had incredible characters that you know and love, incredible adventure, and the perfect marriage, we thought, for the subs. But there were some challenges. For example, how do you bring to life the Nemo characters in a way that resembles how they came to life in the movie? These fish talk. These fish really move. And that was a challenge for our Imagineers. The good news was our research and development team was tinkering with a new illusion that you'll see in this little piece of mock-up footage. They had created a fish tank, and in this fish tank, they came up with new digital projection techniques that allowed us to take a CGI character of Nemo and place him magically in a three-dimensional environment. And once we saw this, we said, that's it. Now we know how we're going to bring Nemo to life in the subs at Disneyland. But that was just one of the challenges. A bigger one was storytelling. How do you tell a story on a 52-foot long sub? A theater where half of your guests may be in one scene and half in another. It's as if you were in a movie theater, and the scene that you're watching, the person on your left is watching the scene you just saw, the person on your right is seeing the next scene coming up, and all three are playing together. It was a mess, and it was a challenge for us. But at Imagineering, as Walt Disney used to say, it's kind of fun to do the impossible. And so what we did was invention. We invented a 4D traveling sound system, so that as you're riding in the sub, the soundtrack travels from porthole to porthole, so that every person on the sub sees and hears the story that they're meant to see in perfect synchronization. Now this was a challenge from storytelling in another way too. So we invented something else. We call it virtual ride-through. It was a 3D modeling technique that we invented that allowed our designers to sit in any of the 40 seats on the sub and watch the show before we built it. It really allowed us to fine-tune the experience to what you see today in the attraction. Now, as you'll see in this little test footage, and we sent one of these systems up to Pixar as well, we were able to ride through the attraction, look at the characters, make sure the dialogue was working properly, and as I said, we could literally pick any ride, any seat in the sub to make sure that the show was going to turn out exactly as we wanted. These two things together enabled us to move forward with the show that you see today. But there were some other challenges that we encountered along the way. For example, the coral reef in Finding Nemo that Pixar created was so beautiful, and the colors were so vibrant. How were we going to pull that off in Southern California, in our gigantic swimming pool of a lagoon? We knew that the conditions we had might cause those colors to fade. So, our Imagineering team came up with a new kind of paint called glass paint. We actually took recycled glass in different colors, rounded up, and literally painted all of the coral that you see in the lagoon. And what that means is, beyond being environmentally friendly, the lagoon will always look as colorful as it does today, years from now. We also took our 8 subs, and they are the original subs from 1959, and turned them from diesel into all electric, which means they're greener, but they're also quieter for our storytelling. So, put it all together, we started with a classic 20th century attraction. We reinvented it for the 21st century using new magic that kids believe absolutely, and adults say, how did they do that? But more than that, we gave our guests a chance to meet the characters that they know and love in a way that's so much more magical than was ever before possible.
Tom, dude, Roger! Oh, what about dude? I'm totally seeing starfish. Oh, tubular Tom, dude, I was totally seeing some righteously mondo yellow whales back in the lagoon too, dude.
Great, Crush. We're sitting here in the middle of a press event.
Tom, totally sorry, Tom, dude. Whoa, look at all those humans out there, dude.
They're press.
Hello, human dudes.
Hey, if you smile, Crush, they might take your picture.
Be sure to get my good side, dude. It's my shell. Just waxed it. Use turtle wax.